Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Hi, thank you for your support and coming back and listening to us. I do see the downloads on Buzzsprout, and a shout out to Brazil and Singapore. That is amazing that we have reached that far. And shout out.
Yes, thank you. And welcome back and not welcome back. I'm so glad everybody came to join us. Thank you.
And a shout out, correct me up, a shout out, oh, I closed it, to the people in the U.S., the surrounding towns around me. I see Arizona, Wisconsin, Texas. So thank you all. Okay. So today, I guess this is what I want to begin with. As you know from prior podcasts, I have been feeling, going through grief, and it's been really heavy on me. And apparently, it was that noticeable. So I cleaned an office, and next door to the office is a store here in my town, which is Morris. So you can look this up. I'll leave a link. Because I think they may have a website you could order off of. Rock Soul Love. And the nice girl there, I was telling her what I've been through, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm sorry. And I go, I just need pick me up. And I've gone there before. I have rocks or crystals. Like, I should have kept what the name of all them were. And how you recharge them is the moonlight or the sunlight. So I need to charge the ones I have. But today I came home with black obsidian. And what that does, hidden truths, the root chakra, amethyst protection, tiger's eye, courage, personal power, and creativity. Okay. And then I'm sorry. I don't know why. I read all that thinking it's not. That was several of them. So, okay. So the black obsidian that I got, beautiful black rock, that is the hidden truths, the root chakra. Then my purplish looking one, amethyst, that is for protection. And then I got the tiger's eye. That is for courage, personal power, and creativity. All beautiful rocks. And here's the cool part. I mean, I told her all what I've been through. And here's the cool part is what they do when you go in there. It says, ask for a free crystal reading. So they take different rocks and they take it from your head to your toe. Your back is to them. They're not touching you. And they go from your head to toe to see if you lean forward or backward. Well, I was really leaning forward. And then she discovered she had one of her crystals on. So she said, maybe that's interfering. Took it off. Then things started working. And these three were the ones that, and this is weird because you're standing there and she says, just take a deep breath. And then she goes from head to toe. And like I said, you either get pulled forward or backwards. And it's so weird because you're not doing this. It's the energy that's making you go forward or backward. And the last rock I got was selenite. And it's for cleansing myself and my space. Then I also grabbed dragon's blood oil to run in my diffuser. That is to like cleanse the house. And then I got cleansing water that I can put in a little spray bottle. It's called Fast Luck. Purify your space, invite luck and swift fortunes, elevate your energy, attract good fortune instantly. So I did sprinkle some in my car.
Well, I
So,
have a question for you. You did say
yeah.
forwards and backwards, and some people who are not familiar with the muscle testing, energy testing,
hmm
when you lean forward, is that a yes for you, or is that a no for you? Or is it yes when you lean back, or a no?
If when they do the rock test, if you go forward, that's a no. When you go
Oh,
backwards, that's a yes. Because think about it, you're going forward, so you're pulling away from the rock. When you go backwards, you're pulling towards the rock.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come down there and do
I was
this.
curious about that. I was curious about that because when you do muscle testing or other things, usually you're facing the person that's doing the muscle testing, and
hmm
it can mean different things. So I was curious about that. I'm glad you.
Yes. Um, and like I said, she said, "Gosh, when you came in here, that's why I came right to you because I felt your heaviness. And then when you told me all that you've been through it, it made sense why she felt my heaviness. And then after doing this, she said, how do you feel better?" And the crazy thing is, and I've been telling you, she said, it also felt like I had this black cloud over me. And that's what I've been telling you. I go, I feel like forever I've had this. And then she's like, "How do you feel now?" And I'm like, I said, "I feel much better." And she's like a weight has been lifted off. And I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, people may not believe in this thing. It's crazy, but you know what? Until you try it and experience it, you know, like we always say, don't yuck someone's yum, right?
You're making me laugh. Yes, Jess, we don't yuck anybody's yum. But make a good point because there's a lot of things that we don't understand. And that's why we like to share so many different things because at a certain point, I felt that way too. Ugh, that's ridiculous. I'm sure you felt the same way, like, nope, that can't be true. And then when you experience it yourself, then you're like, okay, I have a little more understanding about this. This is not just a fairy tale kind of a situation. And that for me, especially with the muscle testing, has gotten me so curious about these different health and wellness things. And I am so glad that you're the same way. And I just love hearing.
Yes. And tomorrow, no, tomorrow's Monday. Tuesday, the podcast, your interview of Linda at the EE system, The Path to Wellness, that will be out.
Yes.
That is a good listen. So, um, here's hoping my black cloud, is gone and I left it behind and nothing but good things going forward. Um, I did have to attend a funeral yesterday, and it was one of the um, it was a client that I used to clean for, and she had moved to a smaller place, and I did not see her as often as much, and I really, I mean, don't don't let too much time go by because you never know. And our pastor at church when he was doing the eulogy, he said, we don't know if we're going to wake up the next day. So don't let the people that you love and care about, if you haven't been in touch with them, don't let too much time go by that you haven't reached out to them. and
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
li- and some prayers for a family member who is hospitalized right now after a stroke. So that, um, like I said, it's a new month, and I forgot to say yesterday. You're supposed to say, is it rabbit, rabbit, bunny, bunny for good luck? Something like that.
I don't know. I've never heard that, but go ahead.
Think it's rabbit, rabbit, bunny, bunny. But I should have said it yesterday. Yesterday was the first. So today is the second and of November. And not sure when this is coming out. I may put this to come out Thursday after we have our interview come out on Tuesday. So not sure when you're listening to this, but today is Sunday. And we usually record on a Sunday and release it on a Tuesday. So, and again, shout
Yeah.
out to Rock Soul Love in Morris, and I will put a link in the show
Check them
notes.
out and let them know how you heard about them. Yeah.
Yes.
Support those small businesses, right?
Yes. Because we believe in recognizing healing and wellness methods of healing and books, which we're going to um, discuss now. Uh, we love Audible. Um, I don't know, it's kind of
Yeah.
soothing to be read to.
Well, this book is, and this book is, and I'm sure people already have heard about it. And if you haven't, this is a fabulous read. It's Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory. And I can speak for myself personally, and I've referred this to several friends who have come away saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for recommending this book to me. I absolutely love it." And you hit the nail on the head. It's very soothing. It's like talking to your older sister, your mom, your aunt, just that really cool, supportive person in your life who's just kind of sitting next to you, put their arm around you, and just kind of giving you some really good, common sense, sage advice that's just going to help you to, I don't know, how would you say it? Just give you more confidence in yourself and kind of let you not feel responsible for everything and everyone, right?
I love a
But,
book.
you know,
Yeah, I love a book like this one that it just hits you in the right kind of way, and you're just like, oh my
yeah,
God. You feel seen,
yeah.
you know?
You do. Now,
So,
I've read this through, or not read, I've listened to it a couple two, three times. And you're up to chapter what now? 16?
yes,
And for me, as a person that's gone through it a few times, once you've gone through it, then, at least for me, I would go through and cherry pick certain chapters for things that were happening in my life. And I'm telling you, every time I've gone back, I've learned something new. And it still has that same soothing, calming, just really empowering feeling, even after I've read it a few, not read it, but I've listened to it a few times.
yes.
Fabulous, fabulous.
And Mel Robbins has several other books. Maybe we will cover those. So, what we want to do is share two chapters that stood out to us. My first one is the first chapter. Stop wasting your life on things you can't control. And you know what? I know with me, I try to control things in my life. And this stems from the domestic violence abuse that I endured. And when you are being controlled by somebody else, and then you break away from that, then it's like important to you, hey, I have control. And then you just try to control everything. And sometimes that's not a healthy thing to try to be controlling of everything because there's some things that, like this chapter, it says, stop wasting your life on things you can't control. And then the serenity prayer, where it says, like, do you know it verbatim, the serenity prayer?
Well, I know that part, part of it is, it just says, help me to change the things that I can change and accept the things that I can't. That's not
Yeah,
verbatim. That's,
yeah,
just a quick overview.
yeah. So that I felt was a very important chapter. And then the other chapter that I like is number 5, let them think bad thoughts about you. And the whole let them theory is like, here, I'll give a good example. On Facebook, I have friends who are, okay, there's two political parties, right? I have friends of both. And anybody, like you see, and it could be about anything, not just political. You see someone post something, you don't like it, you don't have to comment on it. In fact, it's better off just keep going. Don't waste your time because unless you're going to say something nice, then don't say anything at all. And
Right.
one thing
Right.
I, right, I would be worried about is what people thought of me. And a very wise thing my mother used to say to me, it is none of your business what other people think of you. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. Um, well, my mom didn't say let them. Like when I would say something like, oh, so and so, did this or said that. My mom was like, so what? You know,
Right. Right.
and
So
I was
what?
just, yeah. And, sometimes it was very hard. I'm the youngest, and I feel I don't, okay, if anything, I got more of my parents' attention than my siblings because I was the youngest and they, pretty much were all gone out on their own, and that's the only thing of what I got, just a little bit more of their time. And the whole how you feel, um, thinking what do people think of me, And I don't know, I guess when you get older, I mean, I think it's a problem for the younger people. And it's just sad of I think the social media really has gotten out of hand and because when we're growing up we're worried about being, liked and the popular group and that. And now with this, kids are getting bullied online and it's like horrible. Like I really feel how, kids are growing up. And I'm very
I
glad
know.
when we grew up, the 70s and 80s. I'm so glad.
I
And
know. Well, and even our kids that grew up in the 90s, there wasn't this level.
no,
And I do feel like this is an age appropriate book for even the younger kids, even the teenagers, because I think this is going to help them get a better kind of anchor them better to give them back their personal power. That's my thought of it. Because, like I said, I've recommended this to everybody, including my family and my kids. And
yes,
whether or not they read it, I don't know. But it's truly a gift to yourself. When you listen to, read this book, however you come upon it, to empower yourself because you resonate with, right? We all want to feel a part. We want to be accepted. We want to be a part of the club, essentially, right?
right.
And when you're not feeling like you're a part, or on the sadder end, if you're being bullied or you're being excluded, which I can tell you, I personally went through that for a long time. It's really difficult to
Yes.
keep your head up high, whether you're at home or at school, right?
Yes. Do you remember, and I think this was more so grade school, and you're in gym class, and let's say we're playing kickball for gym or whatever, and they had to pick a captain for two sides, and the captains had to pick who they want on their team. I was never picked first. I was
Right.
like last, and that sucked. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't think they should have gave the choice to the captains. I think they should have did like oh
Like pull a name out of a hat kind of a thing? Or
no,
pull a pick a number or something?
no, people count. Go one, two, one, two, one, two, and then all the ones go here and all the twos go there. That's how they should have
Oh
done
yeah.
it. Because, I'm sure I wasn't the only one that kind of
Yeah.
felt
Would have been more
left
fair.
out. Yeah. And I apologize for my
Not an uncommon story, unfortunately.
yeah, for my dog running back and forth, barking and growling. Don't know what is up with him. Okay. So the other chapter that I liked is chapter 5. And oh, yeah, I said that already. That's what we're talking about. Let them think bad thoughts about you. Okay,
Right.
it's
And then for me, right.
well,
Then
I'm
for
sorry.
me, mine was chapter 11, the truth. Yeah.
Yes, 11. Yep.
Chapter 11, the truth no one told you about adult friendship. That's huge
Yes.
because
Yes.
it's a very common thing. And I've heard this even from my adult children. It's so much harder as an adult to find your tribe, to find your friends, because, and this where she talks about it, it's all about proximity. Because well, you get married at different ages, you have your children at different ages, you're not in that same group, or at least at school, no matter what grade you're in, you're with your class, right? You're with your peers.
Yes.
And when you are out in the world and you're an adult, you work at a different place, your kids are going to go to a different school. It's much harder to build those connections, I think. And that made a lot of sense when the way that she talks about it and explains it. And it's just like, yeah, it's a whole different layer with that. And I think all adults at some time or another kind of have a little bit of a struggle with that. And then my other one, which is the one you're on currently, which is the more you rescue, the more they sink. Because I can tell you
Yes.
personally, just like you said, Ginger, that because of the abuse that I had gone through my childhood and the abandonment, I did not want that for my children. I wanted to be there for them and for them to really know, mom may not be perfect, but she's there for me. She's down, right? And that comes in too because this is what Mel talks about in the beginning of the book. We think we're helping. We think we're trying to spare our children from harm, right? From hurt. We're trying to basically control the situation so that they don't make a mistake, they don't get hurt, they don't, whatever. And then what ends up happening is we make it actually harder for them to learn that lesson, to go through that experience, and that we just need to be there for them as they go through these growing pains and support them in that way instead of trying to, like you said, control the situation. And I think as moms, um, we feel we have to do it all for everybody. And for me, and as a parent, you are responsible for your children. Don't get me wrong. You are 100% responsible for your child. On the same token, as they get older, and especially when they're adults, you have to start letting them make those adult decisions and make those adult mistakes. And if we try to fix it for them, we try to postpone it in some way, that we actually end up doing more harm than, which was really an eye opener for me. I had to take a very big step back and be like, oh, yeah, when you let them, now you get to let you do what you need to do, which is focus on you. You've done your job as a parent. You're there to now support them and walk them through this if that's what they want. But we can't keep making the decisions for them, right?
Right. Um, can I ask you a question about chapter 11?
Yes, go ahead.
Was that the chapter where she talked about how she seen her friends online took a trip and she
Yes,
realized they didn't ask her, right?
yes. And then she also admitted, right. And then she also admitted, but I hadn't been close to these people for years.
Yeah,
So why was she said, why am I getting so bent out of shape about this? Because
right?
her life had taken a different direction. Their lives had taken a different direction. And it doesn't make anybody wrong. It makes you human. This is life. And time waits for nobody, right? And relationships, they do need to be tended and nurtured, and you do have to give your time to it. And we can't be upset with other people. We have to let them, and we have to let ourselves move
Yes,
forward.
yes. And then what I was going to say earlier, why I'm kind of like out of sorts. I personally do not like the time change. We're in the central time zone, so it's going to get dark by 5. So I can only imagine that in the Eastern time zone, it's going to get dark by 4. That sucks. And I don't like it. I don't like driving in the dark. I mean, I have to, but I don't like it. And it's not until I want to say January, and I can't believe how quick this year passed by. January was the longest freaking January. And then
I
after
know.
that, the months just
I know.
going by quick. And
Fly by.
yeah, and
Well,
I'm
and can
trying,
I take a step back on the time change?
yes.
Because we were talking, we like to talk a lot about health and wellness, and you and I were talking about this today because this is something that I just learned recently within this past year that these changes are not healthy for you. They're not good for you. There are studies that are done that it really adversely affects your circadian rhythm, your mental well-being. Like you said, it's getting darker earlier. And there were studies that it can even increase your risk of heart attack. And when I read that, I'm going to find the article for that because when we post this, I'm going to find that and let's post that link for these studies that show the different negative effects that these time changes have. And we really have to ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why are they manipulating the time? What's the purpose of that? Do you know?
No, I guess back in the day it was supposed to be for the farmers. And I mean, I know we still have farmers, but
Right.
um, I kept hearing,
A very small part of the country does farming. So why is the entire country doing this? Well, I
yes.
think the East Coast might be the only ones that don't do.
No, Florida still does it. I'm trying to think who does not do time change. Uh, and that, I mean, one that I don't know how TV stations do that with their airing their programs, whether we're going forward or back. Um, but let me see if all of the
Well, yeah, because
states do it.
yeah, for some reason I want to say, and when I mean East Coast, because technically Florida is south. When I say East Coast, I mean like New York, that away, East Coast.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can look at the different states, and there's an increase in people's health negatively. So like I said, I'm gonna look at
Yeah,
I'll find that information and we can add that to our.
I could I could tell you it right now. It says Arizona and Hawaii do not do it. Hawaii doesn't do it because of its location near the equator means there is a little variation in daylight hours throughout the year. And Arizona doesn't do it. Um, it doesn't say why. And then U.S. territories. Samoa, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands do not do it. So pretty much,
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. And then we were also going to say when it comes to the books, we're going to also have in our show notes a list of books, including this one, that we're going to that we've really enjoyed and we'd like to recommend. And then you can let us know if there are any books that you would like to recommend to us and for us to talk about. What do you think,
Yes.
Ginger?
Yes. I like it. I've
I
even
like it
known,
a lot.
yeah, I've even known of podcasts doing as, excuse me, sorry, I'm yawning. Doing a
Are you
Zoom.
tired, little girl?
I am doing a Zoom, doing a Zoom with everyone who wants to join, and it's like a book club discussion. So if people are
Yeah.
interested in
Well, and
that,
I'll tell you, when it comes to the health wellness thing, I was even thinking, and you can let me know your thoughts on this, and of course our listeners can too. Remember I sent you that video with the Tibetan monk that was doing the bowls for
yes.
I want to call them singing bowls. I'm sure that's not the correct term. That was for each chakra. I was even thinking we could even do a live for that for our subscribers. What do you think?
Okay, that would be cool.
Something to look into. It's an idea because I thought that way people can listen and be in their comfy couch, their comfy chair, their comfy bed, and listen to the singing bowls from the Tibetan monk.
Yes. And what I talked to you
So
earlier
the
today,
next, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay, how you're gonna, the interview for the EE system is coming out Tuesday. And I had told you I found a YouTube video of it where it's playing um sounds and the screen, the energy, right? And I told you I fell asleep watching it, and
Yeah.
it was a deep sleep. It was almost like um you know the snake charmer where they play the instrument and the snake is coming out
Yeah.
of that. I
Yeah.
felt like that, like
Yeah.
it was the strangest thing because I've never felt my eyelids being so heavy, and I fell asleep
Yeah.
watching it. I didn't see how long I fell asleep, but then it was like, oh my God, my eyelids felt so heavy, like, and I was just like, okay, stop fighting it and just take a nap. And then when I woke up, it was, of course, it was still playing because I think this one is maybe about an hour, hour and a half. Um, Maybe we
Oh, okay.
should put the link for that so people can check it out if they can't get to a center and try it because they did say it does not have the effects like the center, but it does help. And after doing it here at home,
Right.
helping me sleep,
Sure.
I'm considering that being
Yep.
my thing to put on before bed and then do the sleep timer on the TV. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's great. Because I've done that with the singing bowls too. They have that stuff on YouTube
Yes.
with
Oh,
the bowls and the frequencies. So yeah, I recommend it.
and then
Do whatever you can.
talk about your red light.
Oh, I do have a red light, and there's and this is where I think there's a lot of confusion that comes in, because I was trying to help people understand that there's a specific red light gives off that specific I have to figure out how to say it, but it's not a white bulb painted in red. That's not it. This red light has the specific color like the sun, right? There's the different spectrums of light. So the red light spectrum is different than a true red light is going to help with your melatonin levels in your brain. They'll tell you to have a red light on. at least 20 minutes before you go to sleep. I love it. It works. I do it every night. And they have them where you can, they have the red light mats, they have the red light. I just have mine in a lamp, literally. So it lights up my room. And they have red light panels that you can put, on a table and you can sit in front of them. And, it's wonderful. It does so many things for you. Because again, it's a frequency. It's your brain responds so positively to these things, and there's so many things out there that people can do, little things that can help them. As you mentioned today, what did you do that was so simple?
Did a crystal test.
Right. So simple. And then I do go to the EE center, and I go every week, sometimes I go twice a week. And it can be hard to explain to people how you feel if they haven't done it. So I think that video and just you being able to describe how relaxed you felt,
Yes.
that's a very good explanation, because it not only makes you, kind of just brings you down a notch, gets you relaxed. It's very good for your brain, balances out the left and right brain, and helps with anxiety, helps you to sleep. I mean, there's so many benefits because our bodies are electric. We have a frequency, and our bodies respond very well to the correct frequencies. So I know our time is getting short here. I don't want to ramble on about it, but we will have notes in our show notes that will direct you to these different things that we're talking about today, including the red light therapy.
Yes. Like I said, I was blown away that I was just sitting at home in my recliner. Yes, it's funny how when you're younger and you see how your parents are, they got their favorite chair and that. And yeah, I've become that person,
Right?
the recliner.
Right. It's true. It's true. Creature comforts.
Yes. All
Okay,
right.
well, we've
Well,
only got a couple minutes left. We're going to wrap it up.
yes. And you know, I would, let's see. We want to end this on a positive note. Um, I would say this is what I would do. Go through your pantries or go to Aldi. There's micro pantries around. Fill them up. Some people unfortunately are struggling, and it doesn't take much to, if we all did a little bit and you know helped each other out. I know I've
Yes,
been there.
those food pantries come in handy. Yeah, and I can tell you, me too. We've all been there. And if you just grab, one bag, some soups, some cereals, some instant things, those little things, they go a long way. And I know that people would really appreciate it. Can
Yeah.
really go to a good, to some good.
Or pay it forward if you're able to pay for somebody's
Great
groceries in
suggestion.
front of you. Yeah, if you're able to pay for somebody's groceries in
Yeah,
front of you. And one thing I do, if I see somebody with a bunch of groceries just holding it in their hand or just a small little hand basket, I'm like, go ahead, go in front of me. And, you know, they're like, oh,
right.
thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, we could
All right,
we could
buddy,
all be
we're
a little
we're
bit
counting
kinder.
down. We got like 10 seconds left.
Okay. All right, till next time.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.